Well, for 100 years, Interrelate has been helping Australian families and communities build healthy relationships with respect, equality, compassion and empowerment at the forefront.
Yeah, the organisation also offers sex education for students, parents and carers. And if you've ever tried to have the birds and the bees chat, you know just how tricky it can be.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
There's no escaping it.
We have a lot of pigeons at my school and it's mating season for the pigeons.
Parents all over the world need to have the talk.
You two are both growing up, and I thought that maybe it might be time to have a talk about that and some of the things that go along with that.
What is happening?
I think she's trying to have the human reproduction talk.
Oh, God. But at least pop culture has a way of making us feel better about it.
I had to explain everything, starting with what goes where. He had no idea about the where. And honestly, he was a little hazy on the what.
The biology and mechanics might still be the same.
How are babies made?
However, the world is vastly different, so the way we teach our kids needs a much-needed update.
Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make me.
All right, to explain, we welcome Kristy Turnbull, Interrelate's practice specialist, relationship and sexuality education. Good morning. Lovely to see you.
Hi.
That awkward birds and bees chat, that's kind of long gone. What should the talk look like nowadays?
Yes, that's right. Long gone is that birds and the bees talk. You know, you call your child to come sit with you on the lounge. It's so daunting for the adults to have that talk and so much information for that child to process. So these days it's really more about having lots of smaller, more age-appropriate discussions over many years.
OK, so when should conversations start?
We say talk early and talk often. So an example might be that you have a toddler at home, and that toddler is learning the names of their body parts. And they should really be learning the correct names for all of their body parts. You know, just like hands and feet, sometimes we hear that families have funny nicknames that they like to use for private parts. But child protection shows that children are safer when they know the correct names for all of their body parts.
Wow. All parents want to know what's the right age? What's would you say age appropriate for primary school children?
Sure. Well, starting big school can be such an exciting time for families. And it's really important that kids start school with some knowledge around body autonomy and understanding that their body belongs to them and they are in charge. What they say goes. Early discussions around consent. You know, you might have made a new best friend at school and it's so lovely you want to give your new best friend a hug, but we need to ask first, and vice versa, obviously. And then, you know, in primary school, we also hit those puberty years too. So just talking to our kids about what those puberty changes are, both the physical and emotional, because, you know, hormones are a big part of that puberty too. And that can really start anywhere from the age of 8. So having those discussions about how to manage puberty changes is good.
And then what if we move into high school then? What should be happening then?
Yeah, sometimes we hear families tell us that our teenagers can be a little bit more tricky, but often that's just because the topics of conversation are a little bit more mature and sometimes our teenagers are a bit awkward. You know, the younger kids will just come right out and say things or blurt things out, but teenagers can be a bit more awkward or hesitant in bringing it up. Our research shows that when we ask our high school students who do they want to go to and talk to when they need help, their parent or the primary caregiver is always a standout answer. Sorry. So, yeah, they want to have the conversation with us. They just don't know how to bring it up often.
So you're saying parents should bring it up? It's like...
Yeah, and you can just use like a teachable moment. Perhaps they see a TV segment, something happens in a movie, or song lyrics is always a good one that you can use to bring that topic up with the kids.
And what would you say?
So when you've got them trapped in the car and they're listening to their favourite song, you can just say, this is a cool song, I like this one, what does it mean when they say whatever it is? Right. And then that gives the kid the opportunity to educate you and they feel important, but you also get to gauge kind of their understanding.
And what if they go, oh, mum, gross, like we saw that little boy there too? That means they've got a handle on it or not really?
Not really, no.
OK.
Still got to work through it, right?
Yeah.
So much information and content is so easily available, and this is a very sad part of this story. What do you do if your child happens across something that they shouldn't have seen? Where do you start?
Yeah, you're right. There is just so much information and content out there, and it's so easily accessible. It's just not for kids. So I think the important thing to think about as adults in their life is how you're going to react when they do come. Because if you've been saying to them, you can talk to me at any time about anything, but then we react in a way that they think they're in trouble, or perhaps we start taking their devices away from them, trying to protect them, they're far less likely to come to us again. So just try to stay calm. Take a deep breath, let the child talk, tell their story in full, and then, you know, empathise with their situation, ask them how they're feeling, maybe they just want a hug, and then you can kind of go into some solutions or strategies.
And just quickly, because we are right out of time, but what about the parents that think schools are covering off on this? Because PDHPE classes do have to cover some of this.
They do, yep.
So what about the parents who think it's okay because school's got this covered?
If school's got it covered, that's great, but it's also important that we really take a holistic approach and that kids have lots of different people in their safety net that they can talk to. So whether it's mum, dad, primary caregiver, teacher, someone else at
Auntie.
school. Yes, aunties are always good. The pillars of the family, aunties, aren't they?
Yeah, be available for that conversation. Lovely to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
All right, for more helpful advice from Interrelate, just head to our website. All the links are there for you.